Alright, here's the hair. Which I'm going to be getting rid of today. See how this is going to turn out. So what I'm first going to do is I'm going to wet it. I'm going to wet it and I'm going to lay it all down and see what I'm working with. Alright, I'll be right back. Some of the tools I'm going to be using. I'm using my Super ZR a lot. My shaver. My scissors. My shears, I mean. Bump a little bit of music. Alright. I'll be using my 50 cal Magnum too. Now let's do this, guys. Alright, you guys. This is my hair that's wet. That's how it's laying down. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of these bangs. The majority of them. I'm going to cut down to about here. Okay, this is the next process. Cut the hair. Ugh. There you go. It looks a little funny right now, but it'll get better. Now here's something really important. I noticed that a lot of times that when people get their haircuts, and they want that comb over look, they always seem to get rid of a lot of this top section right here. And in reality, this is what we actually need. We need more of this middle cut, more of the back and the middle cut, and we need this to lay right into it, because when we do that comb over, we like that front middle to have that good texture. But sometimes when we cut this down, even though it might seem long to most, what happens is when we cut this down to about here, then yeah, it'll lay over, but not as good as if you were to keep it. It gives it that extra volume. It's able to fall over and able to give it that nice look, which is what we're really going for. So for future, I know this is for a lot of people out there, and a lot of people out there have this same complaint when they get their haircuts, because I believe that they don't really know how to say it otherwise. I believe they don't really know how to say that they want to keep this top, keep it long, and have that volume and let it lay over and still look really nice. I don't know if they know how to ask their barber if they could just take down some of the middle. So what I'm doing right here is I'm parting my hair. I'm parting my hair because I want to keep this. So I'm going to start throwing my clips in about here. Instead of going all the way back here, I'm going to go up a little bit and keep a lot of this. I'll show you in a second. There it is, ladies and gentlemen. About to start cutting away. Yes, sir. Alright, let's do this thing. Alright. So this is the second stage. I went and I cut this down. That's what I was going for. I wanted to get this cut down. You can see it's not all full. It's not all fully taken down. But what I can do now is I could use clip over comb and get the last remainders out. So stay tuned. Okay, I got my Super ZR2. This is the 000, the 3/0. Just kidding. Okay, what I am gonna do though is I'm gonna change this blade out for the 5/0. Okay, here we go. We're gonna start lifting up the hair. As you can tell, doing this haircut on your own, man, I don't know how people would be able to do it. This is what I'm getting so far. Okay, so I just wet it again, and then I'm gonna show you guys how I comb it. Do you see in here in the middle how it's short and it starts going along again? I'm now going to get maybe this part right here and cut it down so that it can go in between, so that it's not as short as it is in the back and it's not as high as it is in the front. You see that? You see how short it is back here? Well, this is how it looks when I start to style it. And this is that wave that we want of hair, that volume of hair that we're still wanting to keep from our barbers. Ouch. But because they cut a lot of this off in the beginning and take it down to a little bit longer than this. See that? I don't want that. I want like more or less that. So I don't know if this is gonna help anybody, but yeah, it's a little different than asking your barbers, hey, can you just take a little bit off the top, because they'll always want to bring it this short, or maybe even this short. But still, what you need is this front right here, this front half section, so that you can still get that curve in it. You see that? Yeah. Alright, I'm not done. I still need to do the sides, the back. Man, this is tricky because like you're holding the comb here, right? And then you're trying to come down with this hand and trying to get the clipper in there. I mean, I guess you could do it a little bit better with the shears, but it's even tricky trying to get back here with the shears to get it to all be the same length in the back. Okay, I'm gonna continue. Alright, it's actually coming out, you guys. So I'm just gonna comb it back down, and then this is what we're gonna look for. We're gonna look for this back right here. So the back came out, and then I started to go a little bit more. You see how I kind of made the hair longer? I got a bigger I started in the middle with all three of these sections, and if you could tell, this hair is about that high. This middle hair is a little bit longer, right? And then we go extra long. You see that? You know what we should do? Maybe we should do it in 4 sections. Because maybe I leave the front really long, like this long. And then maybe instead of just going one size, a little bit, wait, get out of here. A little bit longer here. What if I do one more about here? It's gonna be a little tricky because I got a pretty big forehead, so it's kind of hard to tell where that'll be. Oh wait, I think there it is right there. Ugh. Everybody who likes to put their hair and make like this wave, you know the struggle. There you go. There we go, Flo. I think I can cut this down too. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know if you could tell. You see this hair right behind it? You see that? Maybe I could make these hairs right here. Cut it about that much. Yeah. Alright, let's try it. Okay. Here we go, you guys. This is what I got so far. So I did it in those 4 sections like we talked about. We got this small baby section right here. Then after that, we got it going up a little bit higher. I don't know if you can see the transition there. Right? Oh, there we go. Then you can see that transition. This is the third one, the third cut. Right? And then we just got the extra long one. So, all in all, it's pretty good. Still got your volume in there. You still got that long wave, which is what we want to go for. Which is what we are going for, I mean. Come on, Sean, buddy. Alright, you guys. There's that. And I feel like I should do the sides. I should do like a fade on the side. What do you guys think? Let's try it, let's go for it. Alright. Ouch. So here we go. Here's the 5/0, the 3.5, which is more like a 2 open. That's what I'm gonna be using on the sides. Cut down all the bulk with my Super ZR2, and then this is my open taper. This is my bottom. All right, let's do this thing, you guys. Yay! All right, you guys. This is the 3.5 blade. This is me trying to go all the way around the head. Could you see it? Maybe it'd probably be easier this way. Yeah, so it's a little tricky because now I gotta blend the 2 in with that top. And I want to leave a little extra weight up on the top. That way I could, that way I don't take away so much from here. Because the shape of my head, for some reason, I gotta keep this weight up here. Because if I cut it down, then I end up coming out with like a, you ever seen Terrence and Phillip from South Park? Yeah, well, my hair is all short right here, and just the top has a lot of hair. I don't know, it just looks weird. But yeah, now I'm gonna go on for part 2. Alright, so I got this going with some oil real quick. Man, this little thing over here was hard to open, so I just used my my shears to open it. Psych! If you're using your shears to open up your packages, that's all bad. Even if you gotta risk your teeth. I gotta get a better dental plan. No, but yeah, you never want to use your shears to open up your packages. It just dulls your shears faster, it ruins your equipment. You know, and we invest in our equipment, and we invest in our trade because we want this stuff to last, right? So yeah, that's my word on that. All right, let's get this 5/0. Let's get this 5/0 going. It's really similar to a trimmer. So I'm gonna try to go about here. Go around the ear. Go right above the ear, and bring it around town. Okay, this is the work in progress. Can you guys see it? Man, I don't know what's up with this thing though. It's hot. Boy, hotter than fish grease on my neck. It's coming out good though, so I mean, okay, this is, I forget what part we're on, but I'm going in for the fade, and as you can see, I'm starting a little bit below the ear, right here. I'm gonna take it around town, and you can see I use that 5/0, and it got me, a little bugger, but that's okay. I ain't too worried about it. A lot of trial and error. So yeah, so that's using the 5/0 to ball this bottom line. Now I'm gonna go with this 1.5, which is more or less an open taper, and I'm going to go 1 inch above this right here, all the way around. That first line is always the first one to make, but once you make that first line, and then you just go 1 inch above that, it's gonna be a lot easier to blend that in. Okay. Okay. Now I got my 1.5. Like I said earlier, it's like a open taper. Something that's really important that I need everybody that's learning how to cut. When they're putting their oil on their blades, man, somebody's really got to come out with an invention where they got like some type of like shoulder strap or some type of head strap where it holds the phone, and then you're able to use both hands. But I guess we'll just continue to struggle. So you basically are gonna want to dab right here, and right here with 3 little dabs, and then also 1 right here. Turn your, with whatever oil you got. Obviously, the oil that comes with your clipper is the recommended oil for that. This is the Andis oil. There's also the oyster oil. My fast food right there. Come on, Sean, buddy. But it really doesn't matter, I guess. But yeah, you're gonna want to use clipper oil. You're gonna want to hit in these 3 spots. Then you're gonna want to turn it on, right? And then you're gonna want to clean it off with a paper towel, so you don't have all of the excess oil on it. Spray it down with some Andis Cool Care. Forgot the name of that for a second. And then yeah, go to town. Okay, I got my 1 inch guideline going around. I don't know if you guys can really see it. I seen that it was a lot more visible on one side than it was on the other side for some reason. I think it's because maybe I didn't go all the way around. And let me look at this video real quick because I can't really see what's going on there. Alright, got an Oyster fast feed right here. Ooh! Can't really tell, but it still got that oil on it. I heard that's a really good idea. Is if you want to, and if you're not using your clippers as frequently as you used to, and you're kind of just storing them for right now, that it's not too bad of an idea to store them with this little clipper thing, with a little bit of oil, right here. Dab those little dots, bloop, bloop, bloop. Put on the side, turn it on, let it run for a little bit. Instead of wiping it off with that paper towel, you're just gonna put it back with that little thing right there. You're gonna put it back in your case, and then when you're ready to use it next time, because your blades can rust with time. So if they just sit there and they're in a dry place, dark, moist spot, whatever, with time, they're more likely to rust. But if you got some oil on it, then it won't rust as quickly, right? So here we go. So I'm gonna start blending in this this open taper with the closed taper, and I'm gonna get my fade going. Okay, I made my first mistake. Tried it with the open taper. I don't know if you guys can see that. That's an epic fail. I would have rather just kept it like that. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put this 0.5 guard on. You can't really tell that it's 0.5. Last, there we go. So I just put Sharpie on it, right? That way you can tell a little bit easier. So I'm just gonna go with the 0.5 open taper, and then go over all of that. Closed taper, and then go over all of this again, this whole line, and then I'll show you the progress. Okay, little update. Oh, there goes my 0.5. So I used the 0.5 open taper, and this is what I got. And believe it or not, I actually really like this. It's a lot faster of a technique to get that line taken out. The line that was made from the open taper to the 3.5 or the 2 blade open. I believe that's what also is the equivalent. So the half guard open, which is like a 1, is, I guess, ideal to erasing that line that I had. I don't know if you could quite tell, but I could tell with the little mirror that I had, and it's actually a little bit of an easier method. So I'm just gonna roll with it. I'm still a little bummed about what happened to this side right here, because I would have preferred it to have this kind of a look, kind of a how do you call that, like a curve, like but that's okay. Hair grows back. Alright. Okay. Now I'm gonna try my 4 all the way around, and I know it's better when you use the clipper and you put the clipper up to your head, and then you go over with this. Obviously you don't have this on. It's a closed taper at that point, but I'm just gonna try it, and I'm gonna see how far down the 4 takes it. I'm not gonna go too high, because I hate going high on these things and then having to regret it. So I'm gonna stop probably about here. Yeah, about there. Let's see how that looks. Okay, this is the progress on the haircut. I did a 4 all the way around. Now I'm going with my 3, because if you could tell, I got that weight still on top, and everything else, it's all been hit with the 4. Everything underneath that weight line, or that last guideline, I guess, I'm going to take off right now, and I'm just gonna clean it up. I'm gonna use the trimmer, the Monster 99 from Caliber, and I'm going to use my Andis foil shaver to finish it off, to clean up the rest of it. But this fast feed, I love you guys. All of my tools, everything that I've purchased was because of the recommendations of Eddie YouTube Barber Academy, and I think it's so important, you guys, that that we really not just invest in our equipment, but we really be careful with who we listen to, because obviously you're not going to be able to find a tutorial that teaches you how to fade in 4 minutes. This stuff, it takes a long process. There's a system to it, and Eddie really has the best system out there. It makes the work consistent. I know that I didn't use that system with this cut. I do know that a lot of the blades that I have were because of Eddie's recommendations, and so I balled it out with the blade that he had. I put in my my 1-inch guideline with the blade that he was talking about. I got the 3.5, and I didn't. Oh no, I used the 3.5. The only thing now that's different is I'm using the fast feed, and even the fast feed with the ceramic blade and the Andis double magnetic guards are also Eddie's recommendations too. And so I know it's a huge shout out to Eddie, YouTube Barber Academy, but you know, I feel like not only am I serious about this, but I also want to be somebody one day to be able to teach people that are learning how to barber, how to cut. I want to give them the right tips, the right knowledge, the right equipment, and I don't have that experience that he has, but I thank God for him giving out the free knowledge that he's given us. Check him out every Saturday. He's going live at 8 o'clock where he's at, 5 o'clock. I'm over here in Chino, California, so 5 p.m. over here. And so yeah, so just check him out, you guys. Check him out. And let's continue this cut. See how it comes out. Okay, we're bringing it back. So I need to get rid of this little guy. A little bit right there. I got a little bit right here. I don't know how I'm gonna want to do it, because sometimes when you put your hair in a certain way, you kind of need that little bit right there so that it kind of blends, I guess. Because if you take it away, then it'll look like this. Obviously, when your hair goes like that, see how that little wave or that little bunch then makes that look kind of even. Same thing here. You put your hair down. You obviously can't see it, but you try to put it up, and that little wave then helps so that it blends right down there. And so I think I'm gonna have to leave it. I kind of like it because I know that my head, for some reason, that it works with my head. Doing it like that, keeping that, and then just blending it. Whether I go this way or whether I go this way with it. Obviously my hair is not wanting to cooperate right now, but that's right. So yeah, so I recommend leaving a little bit right here. It might look a little silly if you ever just if it's ever like this, or if you're combing your hair over here like this to the corner and you got this little bunch and it's nowhere else on your head. But I say keep it, because I'll show you how to style the hair in a little bit, and then when you use the blow dryer, it'll keep it looking like that, and so it'll be a nice even blend. But let's say you didn't have it, it would. I don't know how to explain it. It just looks better with this little patch, you guys. And so we're almost done with this haircut. I did the 3 all the way around. It took off a lot of that bulk. And then I'm gonna touch it up with the 2 open. So if you guys remember that the 3.5, it's similar to the 2 open, or the 2 guard open. And so if I use the 2 open on my fast feeds, then it should be able to blend all of that in perfectly. And then I could even close it with the fast feeds and go right underneath it. And 2 always kind of blends really easily, so you don't really got to worry too much about the 2 blending with the 3 or with the 1 or 1.5. It's always the 0.5, the 1, 1.5, even no guard, that fade, that little chunk, that's where it's the hardest. I know I didn't do a fade here. Man, I'm still pretty bummed about that. I know I didn't do the fade here, but I'm going to try to blend this line away and then finish it up with the foil shaver. And so yeah, let's see how it goes, you guys. Alright, you guys, so I put the 2 back on and I went over the sides right here. I went to about this high and I came down. So this is a 3, goes up to a 4. This is a 2, and I kind of blended them in. So it goes like that, like the moon shape that they got for the taper that they have. So I know obviously this isn't a taper, but I did cut it down a little bit. I'm kind of liking it. Before I butcher it, I think I'm just gonna clean it up and then call it good. I'm gonna comb it out, spray it down, see how it lays, and then I'll start messing with the beard. Alright, you guys. Alright, so I got my 0.5 on here. You can't really see it, it's already faded. And I'm going against this line right there. I'm doing open, and I'm just, obviously it's not gonna work that well, because you want to be able to pull the skin while you're hitting it. Always remember though that when you drop it, it's going to lay differently. So I was able to hit that, and I'm still obviously going to use the foil shaver to get it to skin, but I'm liking how it's coming out. So this is what I got so far. I'm gonna hit it with the 1.5, just the regular one, open, and begin to fade this in from about here to the top. So I'm just gonna go right underneath and just start blending all of this in. Yeah. Okay. Now I'm going to use my 1.5, and I'm going to get rid of this little weight line right here that connects it from the 1 to the 2. I'm going to use the 1.5 open, and it should finish off this whole blending process that I got. Use the trimmer once again to get rid of this little line. That one's pretty much gone. I'm going to use the trimmer to get rid of that line. Use the foil shaver, and we should be good. Okay. This is pretty much the end product. Now, to get rid of this line right here, I'm going to do open taper, and then just use the corners, the corner of the clipper, corner of the blade, and I'm just gonna use the corners of it to try to flick that line out. Yeah, because I don't want to go too high. I don't want to create another line. I don't know if I should use my my trimmers with it just yet. I'll probably use the trimmer for behind the ear and stuff, but I honestly don't want to create another line with that. So I'm just gonna use the flick of the wrist and the open taper. Now let's go ahead. All right, that's about as good as I can get with my clippers. Tell me why I like this side better now than this side. No, I'm just kidding. Doing too much now. But yeah, let's continue. Now I'm just gonna use my foil shaver, get all of this out. Let's go for it. Alright, this is what I got left. Yeah. And the haircut is just about complete. There we go, we got a little quarantine cut going on. Yeah, and I like it. It'll do. And that's a fail, you guys. You see this side? You see how I just had it not even like a minute ago? When I went to go dab again with the shaver, and I ruined it. Epic fail. Yeah. Now you guys can't really tell what this is. This is 245 shaving gel that I got. Little regular shaver. The little derbies. Oh yeah. 245, baby. The only thing with that, for some reason, I don't know why, I'm going to show you guys in a little bit, but it irritates my skin. I'm going to put it on, I'm going to shave real quick. But yeah, it irritates my skin for some reason. Or maybe I should do the shaving after the beard. Yeah, that makes sense. That way I do the shaving all at one time. Alright. Alright, you guys. So, it's actually not coming out that bad. I shaved, and I kind of did like the eyebrow area. I did up here, even though I don't really have much of a hairline. I did over here on top. I did the sides right here. Did a little bit right here. I did a little dry shave right here. Yeah, all in all, that's my quarantine cut. I'm gonna go shower up and clean all this junk up. But yeah, thanks for sticking around with me this long, you guys. I'm out. Peace. Alright, you guys. And this is the final. Gotta clean up. I always want to make sure that you clean up your mess before you go anywhere. But this is the cut. This is what it came out to afterwards. Yes, sir. Got myself a little bit. Got myself there. Got myself there. Got myself back here. But it was worth it. Alright, you guys. Until next time. God bless. Alright, you guys. So I'm gonna show you guys the final look and how it looks when it's what's the word? I guess when you put gel in it. So, kind of got a little bit of weight up here. Kind of starts to fade and blend into the back a little bit. You still got this little patch. I don't know if you guys remember me talking about it. That patch, it goes up and it begins to turn into the hair right there. And then we got that same little patch right here on the corner. I got all this gel in my hair right now, so it's already kind of fixed. But if you could tell, on the top, it kind of looks like it's quite even all the way. But as you seen yesterday, we had that. It was like a progressive length towards the front, and then towards the back, it got shorter. So this is the final the final look. You still got that little still got that hair going right there. And yeah, you guys, this is the look at the hair. And so I know that sometimes we want to we don't really know how to tell our barbers just to take off a little bit from the top while still keeping this long. But if you just follow that tutorial, I guess, the one that I made yesterday, that's kind of how I like to have my hair cut. So yeah, that's all I got for you guys. Alright, God bless you guys. Thanks for tuning in.